During Donald Trump's Thursday tirade against everything and everyone, he wasn't just triggered by Jack Smith's ongoing testimony in front of Congress. He was also triggered by a report that came out from the New York Times on Thursday showing that his polling had cratered. That's not, by the way, just polling from the New York Times. It's polling from literally every poll. Every single poll. And we have had multiple come out this week because it was the 1-year anniversary. You've got a majority of MAGA that says we don't want a third term. You've got a majority of Republicans that say we don't want J.D. Vance to ever run for president or really any other office ever again. His approval rating, depending on the poll, one of them has him at a 38% approval rating. He's underwater on every single issue. In fact, the issue he polls best on, where he's only 7 points underwater, is handling crime. And I think the reason he's only 7 points underwater is because a lot of people, when they were asked the question, may have thought like, oh, how does he handle his crime? I think he does pretty well with it. So they may have gotten a little confused. But yeah, so the New York Times put out their poll, which also showed the same bad thing that every other poll was showing. And Trump absolutely went insane for like the millionth time on Thursday. And in a 2-post tirade that is exceptionally long, but I'm going to read you every bit of it, he called for pollsters to be jailed for putting out polls that hurt his little feelings. Here's what Donald Trump said. Something has to be done about fake polls. They are truly out of control. We have the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have the strongest border in history. Nobody has ever done a job like I have done, and they have me in the low 40s. The Democrats destroyed health care. I'm trying to fix it, and they give me fake low numbers. Fake polls on the economy, on the border, on just about everything are ridiculous and dangerous. The real polls have been great, but they refuse to print them. This is no different than a writer who is corrupt, of which there are many. The New York Times and so many others print polls that are knowingly false. They have become deranged and sick. They suffer from a major case of Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. I'm going to stop. We're not even halfway done, by the way, but I'm going to stop right there. Whew. Trump derangement syndrome, as I always say, is very real. Nobody on the left is suffering from it. The President of the United States is suffering from it. MAGA supporters are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome because Trump derangement syndrome is a mental disorder where somebody believes that Donald Trump is completely infallible. Just like God himself. Anyone who says anything bad about Donald Trump is obviously lying and living in an alternative reality because all of the things in the Trump world are truly great and wonderful, the best economy we've ever had. Now, of course, none of that is true. The economy has never been this bad other than in some of the worst recessions we have seen this century. So, he is gaslighting us, but I don't actually think he's gaslighting us. He's unintentionally gaslighting us, but not, he is genuinely delusional. He actually really believes these things that he is saying. He does believe these polls are fake. Like, that's not just him blowing smoke. That's not just him being weird on social media. He genuinely believes it because he has, I think, late-stage dementia at this point. So they believe what they want to believe. Their brain has all these gaps, and they fill the gaps with lies that they genuinely believe. And that becomes their new reality. He may also be schizophrenic. I mean, he may be genuinely suffering from, hallucinations and delusions, because these are the kinds of statements that if any one of us did this, we're going to get a visit from somebody saying, we've got to take you somewhere because something is deeply wrong. And we love you and we care about you and we want to get you help. but you are delusional and you need psychiatric help. And we're going to put you in a facility, and when you're better, you can leave. Any normal person doing what Trump is doing would be in that situation. He continues, their 2024 election coverage was so bad and so wrong, and yet they never get called out for it, but I am calling them out with the lawsuit that I have filed, which is making its way through the courts. They have to pay a price for fake and fraudulent news, and hopefully, in the not-too-distant future, they will. Fake and fraudulent polling should be virtually a criminal offense. As an example, all of the anti-Trump media that covered me during the 2020 election showed polls that were knowingly wrong. They knew what they were doing trying to influence the election, but I won in a landslide, including winning the popular vote, all 7 swing states. The Electoral College was a rout, and 2,750 counties to 525. Oh. Did you say 2020, Donnie? You said during the 2020 election. Huh. You lost that one. You lost the swing states. I know you think you won it, but that's not even what you're trying to refer to. You're trying to refer to 2024. So, eek. Little dementia moment there for you, bud. You can't do much better than that, and yet if people examine the failing New York Times, ABC fake news, NBC fake news, CBS fake news, low-rating CNN, and now defunct MSDNC, polls were all fraudulent and bore nothing even close to the final results. Something has to be done about fraudulent polling. Even the polls of Fox News and the Wall Street Journal have been, over the years, terrible. So there is a grand conspiracy in the mind of this demented old fool, where every single media outlet, left, right, and center, somehow colluding to have all of their polls show similar information that everybody hates Trump and everything he does. All of them. Even the outlets that hate each other, the outlets that feud all the time, the outlets that are rivals. You know, we want your audience. We don't want you to do well. They've all gotten together in this demented man's delusion to conspire against him, who some of those networks actively still promote on a daily basis, talking about how great and wonderful he is. Now, you're going to listen to any of that and tell me that this man does not belong in a psychiatric care facility? If you think he doesn't belong in one of those facilities, then I've got some bad news for you. You clearly belong in a mental health facility, because there's something wrong with you too. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.